For Dukascopy TV, I'm Alex Izat, looking at the week ahead with 126's Marshall Peter. Marshall, what do you see as the main market movers this week?
I believe that with what's happening out there in the European market and in the US, right now people are going to come back from holidays both in the US and Europe. So you've seen a fair bit of lower volume in the markets right now. So there will be a back to an increase to normality in the volumes. But markets are also cautious right now, watching as to what's going on in Europe.
Geopolitical tensions continue. Do you think that they will threaten to overshadow the economy?
I believe they will. Between what's going on in Europe, in Iraq, the ISIS crisis, the global economy is going to start seeing some impact through that. Albeit a fair bit of pricing in the markets has already happened, with people starting to predict what's the outcome of that. But I still believe there's going to be a bit more correction and negativity coming to the market on that.
The ECB is meeting later this week. What do you think could come out of this meeting?
I believe the ECB is going to try and stimulate growth. There's pockets in Europe where the economy is not performing really well, so they are going to try and stimulate growth again. They have to. Otherwise, you're going to see a progression effect of that actually affecting Europe a lot more than it already has.
Are there any specific events that our viewers should look out for?
After the ECB, there's got to be some significant announcements coming out. Obviously, we're not privy to that, but I believe that there's a fair bit of tension out there in the market to try and stimulate growth in Europe, because if Europe doesn't catch up again, we could be seeing a softening in the markets again. So, America is doing really well, so the ECB has to do something right now to stimulate that growth, and to me that's going to be a fairly significant push in the marketplace.
And finally, are there any currency pairs which you think could make a dramatic move?
Look, I think the US against the euro, the US is going to get stronger. I believe the greenback is going to get stronger purely because the US economy is doing fairly well, a lot stronger than Europe right now. But to me, the most significant mover is the Australian versus the US, where you're going to see the US getting a lot stronger and the Australian dollar weakening against the American currency.
Thank you, Marshall. For more in-depth analysis of what's making the financial news this week, check back in with Dukascopy TV. Goodbye for now.